There is a topic that I was asked about. I've been asked about it a few times, actually. And I hadn't bothered doing a video on it because there really isn't a lot to report. Back when the Reebok jerseys came in, about 10 years ago now, the first year they did away with third jerseys. Alternates, gone. Now, it's been announced next year, Adidas taken over. They're doing away with third jerseys. Alternates. Now, I'm wearing an alternate, third jersey. A lot of people think it's ugly. I always personally, I always like this. I don't know. I'm weird that way, I guess. I like things that are different. Like I've got the Mooterus hanging in the closet there. I've also got the Buffalo thirds, the yellow with the blue on the back, and I've got the Canucks Flying V as well. I mean, I like the ugly jerseys, and I'm looking. I've got the Islanders, the black one with the Islanders across the front, and I'm looking for the Fisherman jersey without paying through the nose. The Kings wore that ugly Burger King jersey last night for warm-up. I desperately want that. Like, I appreciate ugly jerseys being what they are, and they're usually alternates. Alternates are really hit and miss. Like, everybody loves the Canucks alternate with the stylized, modernized stick and rink. But, you know, the iconic look for the Canucks now is the whale. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like the Orca, but the Orca is the Canucks look now. Now, in terms of alternate jerseys, there will be alternate jerseys again. Unless I'm missing something, all that's been announced by Adidas is we're not having them next year. They're gone. They'll be back again after. They have to be, because there's too much money in it for the NHL not to have them. The NHL's made a lot of money off me with alternate jerseys. Because third jerseys come and go, and those are the ones that I tend to collect a little more because you don't see them as often. Like, I can't remember the last time I was out in public and I saw somebody wearing this. I think either they all got burned or people just didn't buy them. I'm not sure. But and again, I'm in BC, so there's not a lot of Calgary jerseys in general. Anyways, but if I see one, it's certainly not the Horsehead. They'll come back. My concern is this. The price of jerseys has already gone up this year. The price of a brand new jersey has gone up by $10. This is the last year for Reebok. The price of a jersey has gone up by $10. I am going to be an absolute hawk this summer. This summer, I am going to be looking for every deal on every jersey I can find. Now, right now I've got bids on eBay for Florida's old third, which was the blue. The old blue one with the old logo. And I've got a bid in on a Ducks jersey for cheap. And I'm still looking for a Columbus one for cheap. And I haven't found anything that's the one I want. Like, I can get a cheap jersey if it's the original Columbus Blue Jackets jersey, but that's hideous. And I really don't. It's just the C and the B and then the glow-in-the-dark stick. It looks like it'll glow in the dark. It doesn't. But it's hideous. And it's got that blue bumblebee on the sleeve, whatever the hell that was supposed to be. I never understood that. The Blue Jackets wasn't about a bumblebee or a wasp. It was about the military. Or the whatever. It doesn't matter. My point is, I'm going to be looking for jerseys this summer because the price is going through the roof. The other problem I have is Adidas has to put fucking stripes in everything. Everything has to have stripes. Now, when Reebok came in, of course, it was the piping, right? You guys who collected jerseys back then know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to have these weird lines. And each team kind of decided, okay, well, we'll make those lines a different color. Edmonton, St. Louis were two of the ones that come to mind right away. And Washington, Colorado, almost everybody, I think, did something with those lines to color them. They just look weird. And if Adidas is going to bring in their stripes, and we don't know that for sure, but I have a feeling they're going to. Now, here's the funny thing. The Adidas stripes, now I'm talking to you guys in the crowd who are older. Those Adidas stripes, remember the shorts back in the early 80s? I am quite well aware of how ugly those shorts were. They're back. I'm in the mall, minding my own business at Guildford there last week, and I turned my head and I went, what the shit? Like, the old stripes from Adidas are back in fashion, and they're on all these sweatpants and all these shorts and all these t-shirts and all these those items of clothing that were in when they went out, they get you beat up when you're older. They went out so far, and those stripes are so ugly, and there's the same. It's the same thing. It's like it's that what's old is new again, and they're ugly. So I'm nervous. You know, Reebok had to put the swish. It took a while for me to get used to the swish. Sort of like this is a starter. And of course, starter. These jerseys were widely panned. Of all the jerseys that have been done over the years, the starter ones have been everything related to starter. Honestly, has been panned. The pro player ones were okay. Coho ones were okay. Honestly, I'm showing my age again. CCM jerseys were and still are the best. When I get a vintage jersey and it's made by CCM, it's fantastic. Those are still my favorites. The Reeboks are sharp and they're made of, you know, really nice lightweight material, but the CCM jerseys are still my favorite, and I'm saddened that the NHL's gone this way, because with the Adidas logo and potentially stripes, we're going to end up with advertising. The World Cup this year was just the start. They're going to slowly put advertising onto the jerseys. That's my concern. The alternates, I'm not worried. Alternates are coming back. Alternates will be gone for a year, so that in year 2, when a few teams get alternates in there, it's going to be a big deal. We haven't had a full cycle through with brand new alternates for a while. And when you think about it, I think the Ducks will change back to the old Mighty Ducks logo. I think that logo is coming in. Arizona just changed their jersey. They don't need to change it. Boston, it's iconic. They're not going to change. Buffalo just, came through their stupid phase with the slug. They're back to something decent. Calgary, I think we'll go back to red. I think Calgary, and with the white C on the front, I think they're going to go back to that classic look. Carolina, that black jersey looks a heck of a lot better than their red one, and I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina goes with that as their primary logo and that as their look next year. Chicago's not changing. Colorado, I think that third jersey will eventually be their main jersey. I don't know if it'll happen next year or not, but I think that's where they're headed. Columbus just finished changing. I don't think they'll change again unless that cannon, the one with the cannon and the oval, the circle, that could become the primary. Who knows? Dallas just finished changing. They're not going to change again. Detroit will never change. The Oilers just changed back. They're not changing again. Florida just changed. The Kings, I could see that gray jersey that they're wearing at home right now for their 50th. I could see that becoming their new primary. Minnesota's not going to change. The Habs will never change. Nashville just got those gold hideous things, and I'm sorry, I think they're hideous. That's just me. But they're not going to change. Jersey will never change. The Islanders are finally back to their original look. I don't think they'll change either. Unless they leave Brooklyn and they go somewhere completely different. But if they go to Queens, they're going to keep that New York look. Rangers won't change. Ottawa's not going to change unless they make the O jersey their main. Flyers aren't going to change. Pittsburgh just finished changing back. St. Louis could change back to their original 1967 logo. That nothing's going to change there, though, other than that. St. Louis has always kept it very, very similar. They make small changes along the way, but everything stays similar, except the ugly ones with the trumpets that Mike Keenan thankfully never let them wear. The Sharks just finished changing theirs. They're not going to change again. Tampa's got the nice Detroit Red Wings jersey in blue. They're not going to change that. The Maple Leafs just finished changing theirs. I can't see the Canucks making a change unless they remove the Vancouver from the jersey, and I don't think they're going to do that either. And I'm one of the few that thinks it looks fine the way it is. Sorry, shoot me. Capitals might go back to their original jerseys. I could see that. They've been using them a lot. I think they're much sharper than what they were now, and I think they're similar enough they could go back to their originals, and I don't think anybody's going to say anything. But I think they'll sell better. The Jets are going to stay with what they have. I can't see a change by the Jets unless that Winter Classic, Heritage Classic jersey from this year sells so well that the NHL says, you know what, guys, why don't you just go back to your old logo, and Winnipeg goes back to the old. Other than that, that's it. Now, where does the third jersey come in? This is the thing. Like, we're already arguing about what's going to happen. These jerseys are going to be expensive. I'm already saying for the replica semi-pros that I buy, I don't even buy the Authentics. The Authentics are $330. Canadian. They're going to be a lot of money. I'm guessing the jerseys that I pay $140 for now, because they're $150 for this year, and it's the exact same shirt. I'm guessing next year I'm looking at $180. I'm just spitballing it, that they'll end up being about $180. Jerseys are going to go up, and Adidas is going to reap as much money from this as possible that first year. But I'm scared, because if all these jerseys have Adidas stripes on them, and I don't care if they just have one under here, I don't care if they just have one along the bottom, Adidas stripes are ugly, and it will immediately date every single jersey. I hope I'm wrong, but that Reebok swoosh got in there. I've got a star on this one for starter. Pro Player had the weird P on there. CCM had actually no, the CCM was always on the bottom, and it was always back. And it was sharp. It didn't clash with anything on the jersey, and it didn't detract you from everything else. The Reebok swoosh at the neck on the back is obnoxious. It detracts from everything else on the jersey. And the fact that they have to put the size on the front of a jersey when you buy it, that's weird. I mean, that belongs just in the neck and nowhere else. I've never understood that giant patch on the front of new jerseys. And it's on all of them. Let me take a quick look. 1 second. Okay, so here is my beautiful, wonderful Dallas shirt, which Yvonne's going to fix so that none of this silver comes out. I've already told you guys. This silver around here, it will fray, it will come out, and she's going to make sure that it doesn't, because it just does it. I haven't even washed it since the last time she went to fix it, and there's some frays already showing up. So, all right, this is the patch I'm talking about right here, okay? It's redundant. It makes no sense. You have right here that it's a Stars jersey, because, you know, I have ADD and I won't notice if I go from here to here. What is this? But the giant frickin' Reebok is right there, and it says right there it's a size small. So, what in the blue hell is the point of having it right there? That it's a Reebok small. Like, it is the one thing about jerseys that I look at, modern jerseys, and I say, wow, that's a nice jersey. Why in the blue hell is that patch along the bottom? Then you've got Reebok here on the sleeve. I don't think the swoosh is on the back. No, Reebok's on the back. No, not right now, Shadow. So Reebok's on the back without the swoosh, but still, it's Reebok right on the back. Reebok is written on this thing twice. It's right here on the front, and then it's inside the neckline. How insecure was Reebok? So here's the thing. We've gone from CCM 15 years ago, where you'd have a little just CCM on your backside, to Reebok having to have their name on the jersey 4 times. Now, Adidas has paid more than Reebok. Adidas owns Reebok. So this is not like some brand new company necessarily taking over. It's just a different name. But they're paying more money. So how many spots is Adidas going to be in there? How many stripes are we going to have? That's my question. So, yes, we're losing the alternate jerseys next year. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so upset. We'll have to wait and see the ugliness for a year. But how much does Reebok have to ruin a perfectly nice shirt, throwing their name all over it? And why? It just have it there. Just have it there, and I'll even give you the one on the sleeve. But you don't need the one on the back, and the one here. It is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, we're losing alternate jerseys next year. That sucks. But the crap we've already been paying $140 for, that Reebok has to advertise on 4 times already, now we're going to have ads on them because Adidas has taken over. My guess is the ads go where the Reebok is written on them now. So think about that for a sec. Instead of having Adidas written on it 4 times, maybe you have Adidas on the inside of the neck, and where the patches on the bottom and the sleeve, and you got the one on the back of the neck, those are all ads. So maybe it'll say Coca-Cola on the back of your jersey. Pepsi. Choice of a new generation. dating myself with that quote. So what do you guys think in the comments? Because I'm curious, as a guy who's got over 80 jerseys, and I'm bidding on others that probably have Reebok on them 4 times. What do you think? How bad could the Adidas thing get? Because to me, getting rid of the alternates, that's a minor thing compared to what Adidas might do other than that. Because yeah, all the alternates got ditched the first year Reebok took over too. But that branding is going to be everywhere. Because on this jersey, I have starter here. It's not on the back of the neck. No, there's nothing there. Nothing there. I look on the back here. There's a little starter thing here on the back. That's it. So we went from CCM, where you'd see it once on the outside. Starter had it twice. Reebok has it on the outside 3 times. Yeah. There's a troubling trend in jerseys, and there's nothing to do with the alternates. And from a guy wearing an alternate that he likes, losing these is the least of my concern. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing through, and I will be doing a newer video soon regarding my jerseys, my current favorites to wear, and which ones I think are the sharpest and why. And I may very well do a comparison using a CCM jersey that I may have purchased very recently, say like my Atlanta Flames one that I love so much, and compare it with a Reebok jersey and say, here's why the CCM jersey is the better jersey. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.